Hey guys, JackDaChamp here. I decided that I actually wanted to make a little bit of a review of things I'd like to see in this game. So I wrote this around in May. So some things about me might be inaccurate, and I also add some more things like 10th and 11th like idea. But here, let's start. Hello, this is JackDaChamp, former world record holder. Let's change that real quick. It's now world record holder of this game. Hello, this is JackDaChamp, world record holder of this game. And I'd have to say, I love this game so much. I have years of practice and I have been playing since November of 2023. I actually don't know how accurate that is. It might have been even earlier, like October or September. Anyways, although the game feels empty at times because of how repetitive it gets throughout the playthroughs. But there's some stuff I'd like to see being added to this game. Number 1, difficulties. For example, like easy, normal, and hard. Basically, there are more tight obstacles for the hard difficulty and easy expanded obstacles for the easy. It would help a lot with skill growth and make the world record scene very competitive due to the lots of options. Although I understand it would be hard to implement this, so this is just a suggestion. So yeah, basically a difficulty thing, easy is just, well, it's more easy. Normal is like what we have right now. Hard is even harder. And yeah, that would actually make the world record scene easier. Anyways, I don't fucking care. Number 2, added leaderboards. There's already a game center leaderboard, but some people don't have access to that stuff. What I would like to see is a leaderboard input here. You know what? I don't have time for that. Some people don't have access to that stuff. What I would like is to see a leaderboard for the world record of highest scores, most presents, and some other stuff. Basically, a game implemented a leaderboard where you can click a little button to see the leaderboard, I guess. Anyways, number 3, this may be a little controversial, but removing second chances. This is a big issue within the community. I get that it's easier to make it easier for beginners, but when it's used for world record play, it's like really disruptive. As in the Game Center leaderboard, it counts second chance runs as well, which is very inconvenient because then the scores that people are getting need extra security for if they're legit or cheated. Just think it's a little unnecessary, personally. And yeah, I still agree with this to this day. Second chances, they're really unnecessary and they just like disrupt the gaming process, I guess. Anyways, number 4. More obstacles. Right now, there is a tree place, stump valley, ravine jump, and jumping islands, and some other little things. After a while, this gets really repetitive and easy. What I would like to see if there were more obstacles. I don't know specifically which could be added, but it would be really cool to see new obstacles added in the game. And yeah, it would be pretty cool. But it would make some past world records a little different, I guess. The world record team would definitely be a little more different, but it would actually be pretty cool. Number 5, sleds. This is going to be very unique, I'd have to say. There are currently a limited amount of sleds right now, which is a bit annoying when it comes to customization. What could be added is through color customization. Basically, you could buy colors with presents and have sleds like little design choices. And you could even add unique skins as well. And there could also be secondary colors, for example. It would be a very cool feature to see in this game. Basically, those like sled skins, the sleds we see today, those could be like little templates, and like we could buy colors with presents on the specific templates, not in general, because we all just have too many presents. And you could even have skins, either buying them or with quests, which I will explain later. Number 6, multiplayer races. First, before I say this, I understand that it's going to be extremely hard to implement something like this. And I completely respect the developers if they can't implement this. Anyways, now, I know this would be extremely hard to implement, but I love the idea of racing on multiplayer with other players. But of course, I know that type of stuff is really hard to code. Just a suggestion, of course, though. You know, it's just way too hard. it's really hard to implement something like that. It's kind of like implementing something like that into Geometry Dash. Like, it's really hard. Anyways, number 7, better settings. I'd love so that you could, for example, change the volume instead of turning the sounds off or on. You could just set the volume to a specific number, of course. Also, there could be miscellaneous features added on to there for fun. Yeah, I think that would be pretty cool if they had better settings with more options. 8, a fix to the present problem. Right now, if you were a pro and play for hours, you may have thousands or even tens of thousands of presents. I'd like a way you could to spend all of that instead of spending less than 1K on some sweats or whatever. I really think that they could either raise the prices of like sweats, add more, or add different choices for the presents you could buy. And I have ideas, but I don't really want to release them because they're a bit questionable, I'd have to say. Number 9, obstacle practicing. This is really specific, but what if we could practice specific obstacles? Like an only obstacle zone where you could practice obstacles you're not used to. It would make fun for world records, and since there are a lot of obstacles, for example, the Stone Valley and snowball landslides, it would make use for getting better at that type of stuff in case you die to it frequently. And I really agree with this, and it's very weird I don't think anyone's really had this idea before, but I think it would be pretty cool. Anyways, the next 2 are newer ideas that I made like a few minutes ago. Number 10, quests. Basically, there could be a little quest page for completing daily quests, where there are 3 quests: getting a certain amount of score, getting some presents, and possibly a challenge, like no jumping or no presents. Every day, if you beat all the 3 quests, the next day will get harder and harder until you can't do it anymore, and it starts over. And every quest you complete gives you a reward of such like presents, sweat skins, and more. That's what I meant by sweat skins having another use to get. Anyways, number 11, achievements and badges and profiles. This is a long one. Basically, there could be an achievement page possibly implemented into this game where you could get achievements such as 100 score, 1,000 presents, 100 plays, buying every single thing in the sweatshop thingy, and could be even combined with previous ideas like getting scores on difficulties and doing daily quests. Also, there could be profiles where you could have achievements or badges on there, and even statuses and leaderboard placement. Also, badges, where you could basically do something way more impressive than achievement, like getting 200 plus score, getting the top 100 on the leaderboard, participating in events, holding world records for subjects as scores, presents, and miscellaneous stuff. Also, there could be a socials button for your profile where you could possibly get badges for subscriber amounts doing Sonar 3D content. This is a really unique idea. It might be a little bit hard to implement, especially for the social profiles thing, but I'd really like to see something like this where people actually actually grind SnowRunner 3D for these achievements, badges, and such. Anyways, and those are some of my suggestions. Just did this for fun of stuff. Hold on, let me repeat myself. I fucking suck. I stutter. And those are some of my suggestions. Just did this for fun of stuff I would like to implement into this game. Sorry, that's a little bit weird. No pressure or anything. Just had fun typing this. Excellent game, by the way. Yeah. Anyways, bye guys, and those were my suggestions.